In the vast silence before time began, when the world lay formless and still, there existed only an endless expanse of water beneath an infinite sky. No mountains pierced the heavens, no forests whispered secrets, no creatures stirred the earth. The universe was a canvas of darkness, a murmuring void where the waves sang softly to the night. Yet within this primordial stillness, a shimmering presence pulsed, a radiant force of wisdom and creation, cloaked in the iridescent feathers of quetzal and blue-green jade. This was the dawn of the Mayan cosmos, a mystic symphony of divine thought and celestial intent, as recounted in the sacred Popol Vuh, the ancient text of the Quiche Maya. Here begins the tale of creation, woven with threads of mystery, heroism, and the eternal struggle between light and shadow. Before the world took shape, the universe was a realm of quiet anticipation. The waters lay still, gathered beneath the boundless sky, and nothing moved. No birds soared, no fish swam, no trees reached for the light. Yet in this emptiness the seeds of creation stirred. The great beings, the bearers, the begetters, and the sovereign plumed serpent stood as the architects of existence, their minds alight with the spark of divine intelligence. They were the great thinkers, the knowers of all things, dwelling in the heart of the void. Above them loomed the heart of sky, a mighty deity whose essence was threefold: thunderbolt, hurricane, newborn thunderbolt, and sudden thunderbolt. Together, these forces of creation were poised to sculpt a world from the formless abyss. In the darkness before dawn, a voice broke the silence. The heart of sky descended, its words resonating through the waters, calling to the sovereign plumed serpent. Their thoughts intertwined, a cosmic dialogue of pondering and questioning, weaving a tapestry of intent. How shall the world begin? They asked. How will the land rise? Who will provide? Who will nurture? The answer was clear. The waters must recede, the earth must rise, and the sky must be lifted high. But the true purpose of their creation would remain unfulfilled until humankind emerged to give it meaning. With a single utterance, Earth. The land surged forth, rising like mist from a dream. Mountains thrust their peaks skyward, parting the waters, while plains stretched wide, adorned with groves of cypress and pine. The sovereign plumed serpent gazed upon this newborn world and declared, "It is good." The rivers wove their paths, the seas found their boundaries, and the sky arched above, a celestial dome over the heart of Earth. Thus, the foundations of the world were laid, a testament to the power of divine will and the beauty of creation's first breath. With the earth shaped, the creators turned their thoughts to life. The forests needed guardians, the mountains protectors. From their will emerged the beasts of the land, deer to roam the meadows, birds to fill the skies, pumas and jaguars to stalk the shadows, serpents to slither through the undergrowth. Each was granted a domain, a place to thrive in the newly formed world. The deer bounded through canyons, the birds nested among the trees, and the serpents coiled in hidden places. The silence was broken, replaced by the rustle of leaves and the songs of the wild. Yet something was missing. The bearers and begetters, gazing upon their creation, heard no voices raised in praise. The world was alive, but it was quiet, too quiet. There must be guardians, they declared, beings to honor us, to speak our names. They commanded the creatures to speak, to call out in reverence to their creators. Hurricane, newborn thunderbolt, sudden thunderbolt, heart of sky, heart of earth. But the animals could only chirp, roar and hiss, their voices a cacophony of instinct, not devotion. Disappointment settled among the creators. These creatures could not fulfill the sacred role of keepers of time, nor offer prayers to the divine. Their fate was sealed. They would be prey and predator, sustenance for those yet to come. Undeterred, the makers and modelers sought to craft a being worthy of their vision, a provider, a nurturer, a speaker of sacred names. From the earth itself, they molded the first humans, shaping their forms with care. But these figures were flawed, their bodies weak and unstable. They crumbled in water, their heads unable to turn, their words mere babbling. The creators watched as their creation dissolved, fragile and fleeting. "This will not do," they declared. and the first attempt at humankind was undone, returned to dust. The Makers called upon the seers of fate, Xpiacock and Xmucane, the grandmother of day and light, alongside Hunahpu Possum and Hunahpu Coyote. These ancient ones, wise in the ways of time, ran their hands over sacred corn and coral seeds, counting the days, seeking the path to a true creation. Let it be found, they intoned. Let the forms take shape. From wood, they carved the mannequins, beings that walked and spoke, spreading across the land. But their hearts were empty, their minds barren. They lacked reverence, wandering thoughtlessly, their bodies brittle and hollow. The heart of Sky, seeing this failure, decreed their destruction. A great flood descended, a deluge of water and burning resin that swept away the wooden people. The gouger of faces tore out their eyes, the sudden bloodletter struck their heads, and jaguars feasted on their flesh. Even their own tools, jars, griddles and hearthstones rebelled, crying out against their misuse. The dogs and turkeys they had mistreated turned upon them, declaring, "You devoured us, now you shall be devoured." The wooden people were crushed, their forms scattered, leaving only the monkeys in the trees as a lingering shadow of their failure. Amid the wreckage of the flood, a new figure emerged. Seven Macaw, a being of radiant splendor who declared himself the sun and moon. His eyes gleamed like molten metal, his teeth shimmered with jewels, and his nest was forged of gleaming metal. "I am great," he boasted. "My light surpasses all." Yet his brilliance was an illusion, his arrogance a challenge to the natural order. The Heart of Sky, offended by his hubris, sent the divine brothers Hunahpu and Xbalanque to end his reign. The brothers devised a cunning plan, hiding in the branches of Seven Macaw's favorite nance tree. As he reached for the golden fruit, Hunahpu struck with his blowgun, shattering Seven Macaw's jaw. In a desperate struggle, Seven Macaw tore off Hunahpu's arm, but the brothers were undeterred. They enlisted an elderly couple, Great White Peccary and Great White Coati, to pose as healers. Under the guise of curing his pain, they removed his jeweled teeth, replacing them with white corn, and plucked the metal from his eyes. Stripped of his splendor, Seven Macaw's power faded and he fell, his wife Chimilmat following him into death. Seven Macaw's sons, Zipacna and Earthquake, inherited their father's arrogance. Zipacna, the maker of mountains, raised peaks in a single night, while Earthquake shattered them with a step. The 400 boys, seeking to rid the world of Zipacna's threat, lured him into a pit intending to crush him. But Zipacna, cunning and strong, carved a secret passage and survived, later bringing their hut down upon them, killing them all. Their souls ascended as stars, a constellation of their lost ambition. Hunahpu and Xbalanque, driven by justice, crafted a deceptive crab from bromeliad petals and stone, luring Zipacna to a canyon. Blinded by hunger, he crawled beneath the mountain Mewan, where the brothers caused it to collapse, turning him to stone. Earthquake met a similar fate, his pride stung by the twins' claim of an untamed mountain. Lured eastward, he was undone by a poisoned bird coated in gypsum, his strength sapped until he was bound and buried beneath the earth he once ruled. The tale now turns to the fathers of Hunahpu and Xbalanque, one Hunahpu and seven Hunahpu, wise brothers who played the sacred ball game with unmatched skill. Their games echoed to Xibalba, enraging the Underworld lords, one death and seven death. Summoned to the Underworld, the brothers faced treacherous trials. The Dark House, where they failed to preserve a torch and cigars, the Rattling House of Ice, the Jaguar House of Beasts, the Bat House of Shrieking Creatures, and the Razor House of Blades. Deceived at every turn, they were sacrificed, one Hunahpu's head placed in a calabash tree where it bore strange fruit. A maiden, daughter of Blood-Gatherer, defied Xibalba's decree to visit the tree. One Hunahpu's skull, speaking from the branches, spat into her hand, impregnating her with Hunahpu and Xbalanque. Fleeing her father's wrath, she found refuge with Xmucane, the brother's grandmother, and gave birth to the hero twins, destined to avenge their father. Raised in secrecy, Hunahpu and Xbalanque revealed their cunning early, transforming their elder brothers, one monkey and one artisan, into monkeys for their arrogance. Guided by a rat, They discovered their father's ball game equipment hidden by their grandmother. Summoned to Xibalba, they faced the same trials that defeated their fathers, but their wit and divine aid set them apart. In the dark house, they used macaw feathers and fireflies to preserve the torch and cigars, fooling the Xibalbans. In the razor house, they commanded the blades to spare them and sent ants to steal the Lord's flowers. In the cold house, they tamed the frost. In the jaguar house, they distracted the beasts with bones, and in the bat house, Xbalanque restored Hunahpu's severed head with a carved squash and divine intervention from the heart of Sky. On the ball court, they outsmarted the Xibalbans' deadly skull ball, forcing a fair game. Their calculated loss led to the flower challenge, which they met with ease, further humiliating the lords. Their final trial was the Stone Up, where they willingly leapt into the flames, only to be reborn as catfish in the river, emerging as disguised dancers. Their performances, dances, sword-swallowing, and resurrection captivated Xibalba, leading to the Lord's fatal demand to be sacrificed themselves. 1 death and 7 death fell, their dominion broken, as the twins declared their victory and reduced Xibalba's offerings to mere scraps. Having vanquished Xibalba, Hunahpu and Xbalanque restored their father's spirit, though his memory faltered. They honored him as the first to be revered, his name eternal. Ascending to the heavens, they became the sun and moon, their light illuminating the world. The 400 boys joined them as stars, a celestial testament to their saga. The green corn planted in their home sprouted anew, a symbol of their rebirth, named Middle of the House, Middle of the Harvest, Living Ears of Green Corn, and Bed of Earth. The Popol Vuh is more than a creation myth. It is a cosmic dance of balance and retribution, where arrogance is humbled and harmony restored. The heart of Sky and Sovereign Plumed Serpent crafted a world from nothingness, their vision a testament to divine unity. The failures of the Wooden People and Seven Macaw's hubris underscore the Mayan reverence for humility and purpose. Hunahpu and Xbalanque, born of divine seed and mortal courage, embody the eternal struggle to align the world with the sacred order, their ascent as celestial bodies a beacon of hope and renewal. This saga, etched in the Popol Vuh, resonates with mystic power, its narratives weaving a tapestry of creation, trial and triumph. It speaks to the human spirit's resilience, the necessity of reverence, and the eternal dance of light against darkness. A legacy that shines as brightly as the sun and moon themselves, guiding the Quiche Maya and all who hear their tale through the cycles of time.